Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your full moon oracle messages at Secret Shaman Oracles. I hope you're doing well. Now, before we get started, I do have a special channeled message specifically for you from Spirit about the full moon. Sagittarius, eternal seeker of truth and horizon, Spirit meets you now in stillness, not motion. Under this full moon, you're being asked to trust what's arriving within, not just what lies ahead. Let curiosity turn inward. Let your wild heart rest in the knowing that some journeys are meant to unfold in the quiet. You haven't lost momentum. You're aligning with something deeper. Now, let's draw your full moon guidance. All right, Sagittarius, we're going to find out from Spirit, what are your full moon messages? And Sagittarius, this is a timeless reading. However, you want to listen to it on or around the full moon. So I would say maybe a week before or after, or obviously during. All right, so let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants you to know. And this is for Sagittarius and Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Well, good news about money. Money flow is returning. So there may have been a sense of feeling restricted here, having a little bit of, you know, low times, or should we say lean times. Well, the flow of money is returning. So just allow it to come at its own pace. Okay, so remember, we are just in this place of receiving and allowing. You're going inward. And I feel that by going inward, it's actually helping you manifest more quickly, but in a way that feels far more graceful than if you have to seek and search outside of yourself at this time. So trust that your transformation is paying off, Sagittarius. All right, let's see what else. Oh, yeah, see? Oh, your patience is paying off. You've been doing some work. You are aligning into this place of receiving that which you have sown, right? So now you're in the process of preparing to reap that which you have sown. The most, oh, excuse me, that doesn't say the most. The weight ripens into blessing. Yeah, your patience is paying off. So this is all divine timing right now. This is about just following the rhythm of your own soul and not feeling too much of a rush or a push. Oh, it was only practice. Now we have this, card talking about money flow is returning, or at least, if you don't resonate with it, like returning, like it was all great. I mean, it's not necessarily having to feel, great and abundant and have just a whole bunch. But yes, you're practicing. You've been practicing up for a better setup for yourself to receive more resources. So, with this money flow is returning, you should just find more balance with your finances wherever you're at for each and every one of you, right? Because this is a general reading. But Spirit wants you to not feel like something was a failure or to give up. Something was actually only practice. Let's continue and see what else. Okay. Wow. All right. Something important is happening also with you, during this time. You are being guided to go more inward and to pay attention here about nurturing that passion or that will, okay? Because momentum is going to be picking up here, and you could be assured that you are sitting in the right place for some type of victory with this chariot. Now, with this chariot is the chariot is also associated with Cancer, so just take that how you want to take it. Okay, if you don't care about the other zodiac signs, and don't worry. But Spirit is saying charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focus. So there's something important here where you don't want to get um, sidetracked. You've been waiting patiently. The wait ripens into blessing. There's something coming towards you. This is what this chariot, this is an arrival. Okay, this is an arrival. Let's get more about this Chariot. And during this full moon, Sagittarius, it's like, I want you to see this Chariot as spirit. And spirit just wants you to ride. Let spirit carry you forward by not feeling like you have to struggle or strive too hard. See, you're studying and learning something that's really important to you, something that you're actually interested in. You might find a new area to study if you don't feel that you have something to focus on. Now, when we're talking about study and learning, this is about life, but yes, maybe something that will help you not only personally, but maybe for some of you professionally. But see how we're just going inward? We're taking things in like a sponge. And it's like you go faster by doing that. So the angels are helping you right now to see that every day is a learning day and it is paying off. Sometimes we don't realize when we're studying and learning through just life itself that we get paid with abundant resources. And that's heaven's way of paying you, or should I say your higher self, for choosing growth. So it's like, your money or your resources are going to match the level at the pace that you want to grow. And again, I'm not talking about academic growth, but yes, of course. I mean, go for it if that's what you feel like you want to pursue. But these may be ancient scrolls, translated into a textbook here, or some other different form that you are, able to really receive. So just be open to a new area of study or learning. Perhaps you're already doing that. And again, just kind of take this time as, a time that you can pace yourself, but it's like a setup here. You're setting something up here in this place so that we have some type of structure and some type of foundation to move forward from. Earth sign energy is coming through. Reality is bending, the merge begins. So this Chariot is carrying you into a newer reality, which is holding different opportunities or an opportunity for growth here. So you're embracing the in between. And that's just fitting with the full moon. You're at the full moon, you're at the place of release, going with the cycles of nature. I mean, we have some ancient places here aligned with some new things or newer things. Or are they? Are they with those hot air balloons? Anyhow, just know that you're embracing the in between. And it's looking like paradise here. Okay, so right now you're tending to and cultivating that paradise within your own soul. What else? You've risen, the future glows. It's only getting better from here. Spirit wants you to know that you have risen from some type of challenge, or you've heard some type of important call when it comes to your soul's path. Don't you love knowing that the future glows for you because you're glowing? This might be your glow up time here. And you can pace yourself. And I would say too, with the Chariot and that study and learning, there may be something here too where you could be tempted to overdo it with too many, things. So I would just say, take one or two things that you want to focus on to the point where, it's not throwing you off balance. Okay. These horses need to be in balance when they're running together. So too much weight, too much pressure, going too fast, it can throw the balance off the balance of that carriage. And that's what you want to do is, you want to see yourself being carried by spirit in that chariot there, that carriage that's meant for you. And so you keep it balanced by, tending to and nurturing your mind and your spirit and your will with good things. I know we can't do it all the time, because sometimes we do have to just give into, you know, going through the tough times, going through those bad times or whatever, right? But it is forming and changing into something. So I would say up ahead, I would even say, quite possibly, right after the after the full moon, and most likely around the new moon. I feel there's going to be some type of tangible resource for you to work with. And that will be that reaping, what you've sown. What else? And there's more good news too that's tied into that study and learning with that money. So there's just more good news about money flow. You have an advantage over the situation. Okay, so let's get more about that. You might be doubting something here. Let's get more about you for Sagittarius, about the advantage that they have. And the Chariot is really a good indication. And look, we even have number 6 in this oracle deck for the Chariot. 6 brings balance, it brings harmony, it brings reciprocity. I can't help but see the 6 of Pentacles going on with you right now. So there's something being established where, you're receiving exactly what you need for your own soul's growth. So support could be on this Chariot. Yes, money could be on this Chariot. Recognition, advancement in the workplace could be in this Chariot. This is what's forming a new reality here. Let's get more about you have an advantage over the situation for Sagittarius. If you believe, okay, I'm seeing you actually in your Queen or King of Wands. You do have an advantage. Okay, so you have a lot more power and influence than you realize, or Sagittarius, it's going to be enhanced here pretty soon, okay? So take advantage of the full moon. I mean, the full moon is illuminating your glow. So this is what's happening. You're actually allowing the moon to enhance that inner glow, that inner transformation that's taken place. That's where transformation happens first and foremost anyways, before we actually see it with our own physical eyes. But anyhow, you're in a good place. Feed yourself things that can breathe more confidence into you. You need to hold your flame, high where others can't throw water on it, okay? I'm just saying that because I don't want you to get thrown off balance here. Just hold steadfast. If you believe that you have an advantage over the situation, you shall receive. This is about, what we were just talking about, sowing and reaping. This is about sowing these seeds of thoughts that you have an advantage over the situation. It will happen. And you really do with that Chariot, okay? Because the Chariot is overcoming obstacles. It removes obstacles if necessary. What else? Oh my goodness, you got some, okay. You've got 2 powerful cards letting you know that nothing is going to come between you and your higher self, or what is evolving when it comes to your life path right now. You've got the lion spirit. I just can't help but, say that this may have some Leo spirit with it too, right? So harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. It's like embracing the majesty within. You're made of, your soul comes from and recognizes, you know, divine royalty. And that's different than material royalty. But it does line you up with things that help sustain you to be comfortable to take the lead in something here. You know, obstacles or people or a specific person, take what resonates for you, will be dealt with once and for all, or maybe they have. You've harnessed something here with the transformation. So Spirit is like saying, embrace this and keep moving forward. You have mighty forces coming to aid you, to help you. Ooh, you've got some real powerful cards. I mean, even the fact that this card is saying that you've risen, the future glows. Whoa. Yes, you have risen. What else? Like you've gotten to this place, or you're about to get to this place where you've accessed new advanced, maybe technology, new advanced learning, knowledge, communication. Don't hate, meditate. See, we see that something's happening here that might try to throw you off, right? So we are balancing ourselves with that Chariot by not allowing one's passion to turn into anger, frustration. You know, you have risen. Others may have not risen, or they don't appreciate your rise. It doesn't matter. See, this is why you are definitely in your Queen of Wands energy, whether you're male or female. You know, this is where Spirit is saying you're right at home here with not caring so much, but there may be something where others might be, you might need to be careful of, others, perhaps stepping on your toes about something that you feel good or passionate about. So just take that if it resonates. But you also might be noticing things that just really aggravates you. And Spirit is saying it's not your job or your battle to worry about. You're above that situation. Remember, you're in the in between. So it's like you just got to hang in there just a little bit longer, okay? Because you are over something. You are, I should say, you're not only over something, but you're above something here. What else? Get fire sign coming through. Actually, I want to give this a little bit of a shovel. Shovel. Okay, wow. Well, I guess we need to dig something up and bury it and call it good. Okay. Shuffle. Compromise. We need more about that compromise. Yeah, see. We got that balance, the scales. We're talking about sowing and reaping, right? Karma here. But this compromise might be talking about, it's not worth compromising something that you're holding great integrity with, because you are. You really are. So let's get more about this compromise. We definitely need more for Sagittarius. Or maybe a new promise. See, ooh, you remember I was talking about that shovel? When I was trying to say shuffle and the word shovel, there's like literally a coffin right there. Oh my God. Karma. It's karma. Okay, Sagittarius, I don't know where, you're at with maybe something that you've realized where someone just took a lower path, or they've just, honestly, they've downgraded. Okay. Yeah. Their downgrade, whatever they chose or however, you know, they behaved, uh, it's creating a downgrade in their life. And that is their true karma. Yours is peace, and it will be peace if you don't find peace now, because you're going to realize something that was meant to be, right? And so, yeah, Spirit is saying, don't get yanked in or to pulled into that energy, right? It's like Seven of Wands energy going on here, where you have to stay, vigilant with your own peace, which, that can actually be harder than it is to react, right? So it's like you just have to hold your peace, hold your light without being bothered here. Spirit just is confirming for you that their downgrade is their karma, yours is peace. Okay, don't do anything that's going to compromise your peace any further from this point on, because I'm seeing this as a vow and a promise to you. And this new moon, it's like the most perfect time to do this, because you're releasing that energy and then you're making a new promise, which is helping you steer your chariot here. Let's give this a good shuffle too. Honor your feelings all. This is a full moon. Feel how you want to feel. You know, don't judge or label it. I always say that on this channel because it's important not to. Sometimes we just don't realize it that we're doing it. So it's okay. I mean, feel the depths of what you want to feel because you're going to feel all kinds of emotions, you know. You're also going to feel a flood of an overflow. So it's always important to honor the natural cycles of life too, right? Within your own body. The moon affects the tides, which is the water, the oceans, and that is inside of you too. So it's affecting you, right? So just kind of allow your emotions to be like the tides, in and out, in and out. And also, I do see something happening with a third eye activation. So you could be experiencing profound and powerful psychic impressions and insights, or, you may be, at the beginning of it for some of you and just kind of opening yourself up to new knowledge of this. Okay. And so you should, you want to nurture those gifts. Oh, this is so beautiful. Yes, you've got this unity with the divine. Okay. This is this whole experience of solidifying something divine within yourself, with a higher power and your own reality. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So just use the moon as, an enhancement, right? We're just going to use the moon as a beauty enhancement. Okay. I don't care whether you're male or female, just like it. It's helping you glow from the inside out here. Ooh. So you've got something already aligned to you. Trust that you are ready and prepared for this. Whatever was a downgrade, this is what Spirit wants you to know is a season or maybe a few seasons for some of you, right? That it was practice for something much better in the future and far more promising too. Okay, because I can see that what's becoming available for you is a path where you're taking something and really solidifying it into some type of tangible form, and you can see it grow. What else? Honor your beauty. Okay, you might be finding it difficult to honor your beauty at this time. Something or someone may be challenging you and your self-esteem. So you need to shield your energy, right? Don't hate meditate. It's only because you're seeing something that they can't understand, Sagittarius. And I think a lot of you know this, but maybe some of you just need to hear this. There are sometimes, having to prove something to people is just a waste of your gas, your energy. And it's like, let's just say gas, right? And so here comes horses. It's like another different way to get you moving, right? So we don't need to rely on gas. Now we can just rely on the the horses to carry you. Okay. But anyhow, honor your beauty. Thank you, Jaffael, for helping me discover my inner and outer beauty. So something has really come through here when it comes to acceptance, self-expression, feeling good with who and what you are, what you're becoming, no matter what your age. And maybe for some of you, it could be hard to let go of, what maybe you once were, right? And as we grow older, we have different changes happening. It's all part of that natural process. But anyhow, take what resonates for you. In general, there is something where you've got to nurture your fire inside, okay? You already know that you've got something that no one else has, okay? All right, let's see. Your wish is coming true. Your wish is coming true. Just rely on that. Sit on that for a minute here. Ask your angels. What do you want Sagittarius to ask the angels here? Okay, maybe it's about this reality, this new reality. What does Sagittarius need to ask the angels? You were chosen to lead. Trust your power. Ask your angels to help you with the right words, communication, and then just trust, but do it anyways. You're going to have to just take that lead, feel the fear, but do it anyways. Set those fears aside. I mean, you were chosen. This is not random. This wasn't random that you found more power within yourself. You got to trust your power. You got to embrace it. You got to own it. And you are. So ask your angels for help with the right words, the ability to communicate in a way that is, you know, um, not somehow to still align with you, but more in a profound or powerful way. Now, if there are obstacles or confrontations that might not be so comfortable, Spirit is saying you've got the right energy right now to get the right downloads from your higher self, from the angelic realm, to help you with communicating and expressing something here. What else? That's a very powerful card to get, Sagittarius. And it's not surprising because remember, I was talking to you that I see you in your King or Queen of Wands position. Now, for those of you that don't know tarot, that is, achieving and mastering something from a place of great maturity. So you're becoming the witness to your own development here of success and leadership, but it does come with a price. I'm not going to lie, it comes with a price. It's not for everyone, but you've been chosen. Look at this. Look at this. Light doesn't chase, it reveals. You're their karma. Look, you had to be a revealer to someone. You were like someone's lesson and teacher. And they hopefully will learn something from this. If they don't, it's not your job to fix it or to go back into a cycle, What else? Yeah, ooh, spirit has chosen you for something powerful in your life, okay? And when I say powerful, I don't mean like having to take big strides in life, being loud in life. No, it's the unseen. It's the unseen stuff you've been doing, you know? Spirit knows that you were chosen. I mean, Spirit chose you to be someone who is meant to carry some type of torch, spiritual torch for yourself and others, a light. You are protected. You are guided. Move boldly. Move confidently. Mm-hmm. See, we're just talking about these inner shifts that are happening with you. It's creating future blessings. So inner shifts become outer blessings. This is exactly what we're talking about. This whole thing about reality is bending. The merge begins because you're at the period of right now, full moon release. Now, we also have to be patient with nature cycles, okay? It may not all happen all at once on one full moon. It may take a few full moons, but we start to compile these things and we get to work with the full moon, then we get to work with the new moon, because by the way, that's what's going to start happening here on the channel. That's what will be uh, you know, available when the new moon comes. We'll have new moon oracle messages, okay? To help you too. What else? Okay, I love your energy, and I recognize your energy, okay? So you come from a soul family. We most likely are a soul family. This is no accident why you're here, why you're listening to this. You're being reminded that when you don't feel seen, by others in the outer world, it does not mean that you're not being seen in the unseen. You're getting lots of validation in the unseen. You know, there's just something that's happening here where Spirit doesn't want you to feel ignored or abandoned. The angels absolutely walk beside you. You are not alone. The angels walk beside you because you've been chosen. Just try to stay away from getting too much opinions or information. You have to balance this thing about, you know, information overload, because it can block your progress, right? So too much input stalls your path. So just be aware of that and just keep moving. Or not, right? Rest. Ooh, we got the birth card. This is just so perfect too, because, you know, we're working with the full moon energy, which is that feminine energy. And this is gestating. So universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. You are being loved by the heavenly cosmos here. They're just reminding you of how powerful you are, that you have access to the map of your own soul's calling here. It just comes through in a way where we don't receive it all at once. We have to receive it as we are being guided to walk that path. What else? And also, Spirit is saying more information is coming your way. Okay, so I don't know what it is that you're looking for. I don't know what kind of information you're seeking, but Spirit wants you to specifically know that more information is coming your way, and you can be glad that Archangel Michael has been doing something behind the scenes to keep you in a place of great integrity, right? Because Spirit knows, and Archangel Michael knows that there's been some negative forces and influences that are out of your control. They know and see your light. That's why. And so Archangel Michael wants you to move forward confidently here because you are protected. Thank you, Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light. I mean, look at you. I told you the cosmic heavenly beings are working with you. I mean, you even had this. Look at that. Protected, guided, move boldly, manifesting miracles. Archangel Orion, thank you, Orion, for manifesting your miracles in my world. But it happens when we move confidently and trust, belief. Oh, it doesn't even fit in there. What else? Support is coming from every direction. Just expect to, you're gonna, okay. It may most likely, I'm just saying, not necessarily, but most likely it's going to start little by little resources. Maybe, for example, maybe someone pays your bill for you. Maybe you get a raise that month, or, you know, whatever. And then it compiles with other things. You know, maybe you find out that you don't have to pay something. Okay. And I'm just putting this out as an example, but it's like these little things that start, you know, helping you to support you, or maybe, you know, uh, somehow, some way you end up, you know, being able to get something for free, or, you know, you find, you know, something that you can turn into gold, but it didn't cost you a penny. So it's like, you know, support is coming from every direction: money, knowledge, people. Because Spirit wants you to feel comfortable on your path. You're not meant to feel struggle as you're taking on leadership, but it will require sacrifices of letting go of the old and the worn out, especially if you feel like you've had to, you know, be at the bottom at some place. What else? Earth sign is coming through. Yeah, the pain had a purpose. Oh my goodness. To show you your value. It was practice. It was an experience. And somehow that pain had a purpose to show you how valuable and appreciated you really are. And you're about to find out more of it. Let's continue. Oh, yeah. Ooh, woo. You know your light humbles without effort. See, this is why some people get triggered or others may, find your energy challenging because you may trigger their darkness. And that's okay. But there is admiration, okay? I like that. You humble others without having to force it. Spirit just wants you to honor your grace here, your position. Don't underestimate your energy. You're going to have some type of peaceful resolution. Yeah, I see something just working out here. Sagittarius, I can't help but see you. Actually, if this was combined, I would say that would be these two cards combined would be the Temperance, which is also associated with your zodiac sign. So it's balance, harmony. It's, finding just the right compromise or the right solution for all involved. Remember what I said about this? It's like you're going to find peace with something that has ended. Let's continue. The miracle of forgiveness. Yeah, you're finding peace with what's ended. Remember, I was telling you about your torch? You being in your King or Queen of Wands position, holding that torch, that flame. It's like undying because it's eternal. It is some type of eternal truth that you were chosen to carry in this lifetime. So see yourself as that sacred container for that important light that you hold. And that means that we have to be a good steward of that. That means that we have to really be masterful when it comes to forgiveness because we don't want our peace to be disrupted. It doesn't mean that we fall backwards into a place where we allow others to keep continuing to treat you that way. Absolutely not. But you don't have to hold on to a story anymore that hurts your heart. You're being called beyond the usual to create a new. Yeah, you're letting go. You're letting go of something that I feel has been hard to let go because we wanted something to work out so bad, or someone is having a hard time letting go of you, and you are picking that up. But we are focusing on some type of new resource that's already become available or it's about to. Some kind of new resource, some type of new knowledge, information that pulls you into the direction where your spirit was built for. It will ignite you. It will be a sense of giving your spirit gas to keep continuing to move forward. Okay, we're going to take those three. Trust. Yep, unlikely. Take action. You got to trust. Spirit is saying, the worst is behind you, and whatever you fear is unlikely to happen. You already have a foundation built between you, your higher self, and spirit. Some of you Sagittarius, you may have a very strong connection to Jesus right now. Yes, Jesus is with you. A divine guide is with you. An ascended master is working with you. See, take action. Just move forward boldly here. Let's see where you want to take action. Okay, give us more about this taking action. What does Sagittarius need to take this action? Yeah, starting. Okay, a restart is not a setback. It's a setup. Okay, so Spirit is saying just continue taking action. You might have felt like something failed. So don't give up on something here is pretty much what Spirit is saying. Don't give up. Continue. Even if you have to start over, it doesn't matter. It's a, you know, a restart is not a setback because it was only practice. In fact, I feel like this might be this card that transformed into this too, because I'm transforming these cards into this. And this is what's happening to you. You're transforming, okay? You're moving on from the old and worn out. Look at my cards. They're old and worn out. To the new and beautiful. All right, what else? Your inner voice. See, angels are really, oh my goodness, they're just swarming around you. They love you. Okay, thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. That means you've got to shut out the other noises. Try to refrain from asking for others' opinions, advice at this time, unless you absolutely know it's coming from a great counsel, okay? But you have heavenly beings that are your counsel here too. They're guiding you on what to do, on what to release. And that's it. It's just taking action on that release. What else? Nope, that is actually it. Okay, so before we end the reading, we're going to find out from Spirit what you need to release right now to open that space for the blessing this full moon reading brings. So let's see if there's something like specific here. What does Sagittarius need to release right now to open space for the blessing this full moon brings? Relief is near. This is okay, so this is, you're releasing that painful ending. You're releasing the pain and trusting in relief. You're honoring your emotions. You know, sometimes pain actually can turn into an emotion that you can release out of you. And you might find too that your physical vessel may be alleviated from those, you know, annoying little pains in our joints or whatever. Maybe I'm feel for some of you, there may be something with the knees, but okay. Anyhow, relief is near. So just release, just keep releasing your feelings, you know, honor them. That's all you got to do. That's what's creating space. Now, I hope that this was helpful for you. Love and light. Take care.